These are 6 running backs that you must draft in 2023 redraft fantasy football leagues. We are going to go through and give you 6 guys we think at their current ADP are undervalued and we think, have potential league winning type upside. We're going off Fantasy Pros ADP, kind of takes an average of a bunch of different sites. I know it's not going to be completely accurate for the site that you draft on, but doing our best here. Okay. Start us off with number 1, Jahmyr Gibbs. So, we saw during the NFL draft how ecstatic this team was drafting this guy. He kind of shocked everyone. No one expected this guy to go top 12. They traded up to get him, if I'm not, or did they just use their?
Yeah, they traded up.
Yeah, they traded up after taking their other pick. Okay. So they traded up to get him in the top 12, which for a running back, that's incredible for what they're going to end up doing in fantasy football. So they have the easiest schedule for running backs. His speed score, 91st percentile. He's playing behind one of the best offensive lines, top 3 offensive line in the league. He was a top 5 running back in the last decade in yards per route run. The dude is probably getting 100 plus targets this in his rookie year, I'd imagine. So the last 6 running backs to be drafted top 12 in their rookie year fantasy finish. 2018 Saquon Barkley was RB2. 2017 McCaffrey was RB11. 2017 Leonard Fournette, running back 8. Zeke in 2016, running back 2. Todd Gurley finishes running back 7 in 2015, and Trent Richardson, running back 8 in 2012. So he is being drafted as RB14, meaning, if this trend continues, he will surpass his ADP and most likely finish as a top 12 fantasy back. So, this is especially in PPR. We're kind of going off of this videos for like half point PPR just because it takes the average. You guys are playing standard and PPR, but in PPR, this guy has so much upside this year. You should be drafting some Jahmyr Gibbs.
Not too shabby. Yeah, definitely shocked the world when the Lions did that for sure. So coming in at RB number 2 on our list here. I think everyone has this person on their radar, and that would be Tony Pollard of the Cowboys here. Tony Pollard is RB9 going in 23rd overall, so late 2nd round pick, right behind last episode's Derrick Henry. Reasons why to draft Pollard. 1, Zeke Elliott's not there anymore. Zeke Elliott, 70% of his touches last year came inside the red zone. So Tony Pollard dominated outside the red zone, but just never got the opportunity because Zeke was there. Tony Pollard had 6 carries the entire year last year within the 5-yard line. So imagine his uptick is going to go up even higher with him being the number 1 guy there. Also last year, finished 21st in touches among all running backs in a timeshare, but 15th in rushing yards with over 1,000. Third in rushing yards, 3rd in rushes over 15 yards or more. He had 17 of those. 6th in fantasy points per attempt, and 1st in yards after contact per attempt as well. This dude is a beast, and he is definitely the candidate to finish within the top 5 this year with how much volume he's going to get. Draft this boy.
Love it.
Yeah. Another crowd favorite here. I'll go with the 3rd one, Bijan Robinson. Everyone and their brother has been calling this guy a generational talent. So why should you take him over other top running backs, right? So we know CMC, absolute maniac in fantasy. We know he's injury prone, getting a little old, still valuable, but I think Bijan has the upside. He's in the best offense he could possibly be in. The run heaviest team in the league, Arthur Smith, loves the ground and pound game. The Falcons also really bolstered up their defense this year, so I think that they're going to try and slow games down, lean on the run, and really try and win through the running game first. He also has the passing attack upside with him as well. Rookie quarterback Desmond Ridder last year didn't do so hot throwing it deep, so we're going to expect a lot of checkdowns and some screenplays for Bijan. He's just a no-brainer. If you're thinking about Eckler, Nick Chubb, these other top guys, Chubb doesn't have the passing game. And Eckler, I think you could argue, saw a lot of volume because a lot of his receivers were hurt most of the year. He was the only option on the field. Those guys are back healthy. We could see a decline in production there, especially with his age. Stick to Bijan. I think he's got the best upside, and he's got the fresh legs.
Nice. Well, another guy that you mentioned, Nick Chubb, I think is a guy that's worth drafting this year. Right now his ADP is 15, which puts him at RB6. Since 2019, he finished as RB6, RB9, RB7, and RB5. And he's a guy who could easily lead the league in rushing every single year. He's got one of the best O-lines in the league and was 100 yards shy of being the league leading rusher last year. He's finished second and third in previous years before that too. He's also the third highest running back in quality starts over the last 3 years, which is basically consistency and points on a week-to-week basis. He averages over 17.5 points, which is deemed like a great start 35% of the time. The only guy in front of him is King Henry, and we talked about him on the last episode. A lot of miles. And this is all, like you said, Nick, this is all while he's barely involved in the passing game. They got rid of Kareem Hunt, who was kind of the main pass catcher. Last year he didn't play a ton, but I think Chubb, because of that, is likely to see at least a little bit more of an uptick in the pass game. I mean, the main guy behind him right now is Jerome Ford. So no disrespect to Jerome Ford, but like hasn't done a whole lot in the league to date. So I think Chubb's volume is just going to be absolutely insane this year.
Yeah, teams aren't going to be able to stack the box anymore on this guy too. Like,
Yep.
Let's not forget, like people will just load up the box on him because we never really had a good quarterback. But you can't just not sit back with Deshaun Watson back there now. So he's going to be in for a good year.
Muted.
All right.
First time.
Okay. All right. So last guy here, Alexander Mattison. Right now, he's going kind of towards the end of the 7th round. So Dalvin Cook vacated 264 rushing attempts and 56 targets, which, is about 315, 320-ish opportunities. And so here's a little stat of running backs to hit 280 plus touches, which is an average of like 15.8 touches a game. Since 2013, 99 out of 100 finished in the top 20 running backs. 77% finished in the top 12 running backs, and 45% finished in the top 5 running backs for that year. Last year, Alexander Mattison alone had 74 attempts and 6 touchdowns. So you have almost 320 touches you go like getting spread. And, they have Ty Chandler and Dwayne McBride, but like they've shown they use Alexander Mattison as a complete bell cow when Dalvin Cook has not been in the game. And I don't see how he does not outperform a 7th round ADP. I think he has a very solid chance of finishing as a top 12 guy, but easily in the top 20.
For sure. Yeah, he's got the whole backfield to himself now.
Yeah.
All right, last guy here. We're saving the best for last. I cannot pound the table hard enough for my certainty on this last player. He was by far the most efficient running back, even though we only saw him for 7 games last year. It's Breece Hall. All right, we're going to start with some facts here. Big stats guy. Of running backs who had at least 75 carries last year, Breece Hall was the most efficient with 5.8 yards per carry. He was also the second best receiver out of the backfield for yards per catch and over 11.5 yards. Okay, that's pretty good for his rookie year. We only saw him for 7 games, so he's still getting acclimated to the league, and he's putting up top 5 efficiency metrics in both running and passing. That's absurd. All right, and if we're looking at overall fantasy points per game, as PV said, half point PPR here, he was ranked 7th, and right now he's going as running back 12. This is all including a Mike White, Zach Wilson led team. Now they have Aaron Rodgers, who loves to throw the ball to the running back. We know how good Aaron Jones has been in the past with him as his kind of check down and short yardage play. So expect Breece Hall to take up that role with Aaron Rodgers, and teams are going to have to sit back and guard Garrett Wilson and Lazard and former MVP Aaron Rodgers more than Breece Hall. So they're going to use him like crazy. I think we know that Robert Saleh loves that San Fran style run game with the zone runs there. It's always great for running backs. You see the best running backs in those type of systems. We're talking McCaffrey, Nick Chubb, all the best ones, zone run schemes. What do we find Breece Hall in? The zone run scheme. So he's in a great spot, and he's maybe the most undervalued in my opinion, and he's going to be my league winner, taking him as much as possible. So
yeah,
saving the best for last here.
If a vet doesn't go, like the big worry, when we're recording this, Dalvin Cook or someone has not signed there, obviously that would hurt. But
that would shake some things up. But for now,
you would probably get bumped down in ADP, and still, like if he went to like the 4th or 5th round, he's still probably a good pick, wherever he falls in ADP, even if a vet goes there. So
yeah, it's just crazy to see those efficiency metrics like as a rookie. It's just unheard of.
Yeah. That'll do it for your 6 must draft running backs in 2023. We'll be back for our wide receiver and tight end episodes. If you could please like the video, hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. And we will see you next time.